Hey everyone, I am still in Morocco. I am in Essaouira, and yeah, I'm using my phone because my GoPro is sort of glitching out on me, and originally I was going to do my introduction with some footage that I'm going to attach to this video. Yeah, I was experiencing problems with my other camera. But anyways, so yes, I'm here in Essaouira on a rooftop bar restaurant. Turns into a nightclub at night. Sometimes they have live music and then DJ. And well, here it is. So anyways, yeah, I'm having a well-deserved beer here. Because, yeah, the last weekend, it's Monday today, Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday were pretty rough. I caught some kind of, maybe it was strep throat or something. I had an incredibly painful sore throat and couldn't really do much. So it was kind of been a write-off the last 3 days or whatever. And just yesterday I started feeling better. I managed to go out a little bit, wander around the beach, took some video footage there. And today I've been wandering around a little bit outside of town. There's this place called Diabat, which is just outside of Essaouira, where Jimi Hendrix stayed in the late 60s. I think it was 69, I think. And there's a place called Jimi Hendrix Cafe, which you'll see in sort of the footage I'm going to mix into this video. Jimi Hendrix Cafe just outside of Essaouira, in this town called, a little community, I guess, called Diabat. And then I came back and now I'm here, just having a beer. So, last video I made, I was crossing over the Mediterranean to go to Tanger from Spain. And I ended up staying in a really nice place in Tanger, a nice riad. It's like $30 a night. And own room, bathroom, and it was during the last 4 days of Ramadan, which was actually very, very interesting and pretty amazing to hear some of these prayer calls are happening throughout the city, and there, a number of mosques throughout the city have they have these loudspeakers set up, so it's like surround sound. So you hear the call and response, a prayer call and chanting, and you hear randomly it happens, you know, during Ramadan, probably 4 times a day, maybe 3-4 times a day, and then it also kind of happen. It can randomly happen at 3-4 in the morning. And the riad I was staying in has a lot of riads. They have these atriums. They go from the rooftop to the bottom, and a lot of the rooms are facing into the atrium, and semi-open skylight. So a lot of these sounds would end up resonating through the atrium, and it was actually really amazing to my ears, especially as a musician, a composer, to hear that. It's something I've really never heard before. I mean, you hear, you know, like maybe a little bit of movies, but not quite to the extent, you know, like when you see a James Bond movie and he's in, I don't know, he's in somewhere, maybe in Morocco or Turkey or somewhere, and you hear the prayer call in the background, but not quite like you hear it during Ramadan. So that was actually pretty amazing. And I did a couple of field recordings of it. And then after Tangier, I took a train ride. First, I took the high-speed. They have a high-speed train from Tangier to Casablanca. I just transferred right away in Casablanca. Took the old-school train to Marrakech. So it was the old-school rickety train, and then, you know, and then all of a sudden you're on this rickety train, and then you look out the window and you're going right through the desert. I thought that kind of blew my mind a little bit, because it's just something like out of an old movie or novel, you know. And I was in Marrakech for 2 days, and I have mixed feelings about Marrakech. It was a bit crazy. I mean, it's probably the craziest place I've ever been. And I went to I can't remember the name of the square right now, right off the top of my head, but it's a famous square in Marrakech. Maybe some people who see this have been there or know of it. Trading posts, of course, sort of gateway to Africa. It's over 1,000 years old, and I went there in the evening. And it was a day after Ramadan, and people were going crazy. It was just tons of live music, jams, percussion jams, and lots of food, and it was just wild, just wild. And then the next day I went there, and it was a different vibe, and it wasn't such a good experience. And definitely got hustled a lot in Marrakech, trying to get through the Medina and navigating your way through that Medina while being hustled. And it's kind of a life-altering experience. So I'm kind of in more of a conventional sort of place which caters to a lot of different type of people, and you're hearing more Western music right now, but they actually have gnaoua bands, gnaoua music here sometimes, and or gnaoua fusion, maybe with electric guitar. Yeah, so one of the main reasons I came to this town, to Essaouira, was to obtain a guembri, or Moroccan sitar, typically used in North African music and gnaoua music. And the guy who built the guembri for me, well, he didn't build it for me. He was building it when I contacted him, and he's like, "Oh, this one's available, and you can buy it." And I've ended up taking lessons from him. So the first day after I arrived here, and the 6 days after, I've been taking lessons with him. So that's almost every day, up until about Thursday, where I started to get a bit sick, started sore throat, and then by Friday it was really bad. So, like I said, the last 3 days have been kind of a write-off, but I'm better now and recovered. It's been a very, very interesting trip, and I have 3 more nights here before I head back to Montreal. So the following video was taken yesterday at the beach, and what you'll see, the first is what they call castles made of sand, which is sort of like a myth, actually, that Jimi Hendrix, as I mentioned earlier, wrote the song after this sort of castle ruins in the sand. And I'm not sure if that's true. I think he might have written the song before he came to Essaouira, but that's sort of like the local legend around here. Anyways, I went there, and you'll see some footage of that. And the actual castle ruins are called Barrage El Baroud, I believe. And then afterwards, some sunset footage. So enjoy, and take care, everybody. And cheers. Hope you're all well. Ciao. Hey, so here we are at the port of Essaouira, and sun's going to set pretty soon, as you can see here. This place has a lot of history. The Phoenicians, the Romans, Portuguese. It was a trading post and port. I think some of the transatlantic slave trade took place here because it is an African port city. I believe at one point this was a Portuguese fort. You can see all the cannons there. Here we are, found a good spot. One of the empty gun ports, cannon ports. Over there is Mogador Island, which I might explore tomorrow. And I think that's where they did some of their trading back in the day. And Portuguese, the Phoenicians, the French are here too. There were Jewish settlements here. A lot of mixed history. Yeah, it's the last couple days of my trip, as I mentioned earlier, and it's been amazing, despite a few problems, but that's life. And it's my first time going out into really getting out into the world again in a couple of years. Because of COVID, I've mostly been locked down at home, teaching online, composing, not performing, not engaging with people, and so this has been great. Morocco has definitely been better for just sort of like randomly getting in conversations with people, meeting people, and like I said earlier, I've been studying with this guy Hassan. I've been studying gnaoua music with him, and I've got myself an ancient style African guembri or sitar, which is considered the grandfather of the bass. I've wanted one for a while, and I'm pretty happy about that. And yes, I'm feeling a lot better. Last couple days were a bit rough, but feeling better, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my time here before I go back to Montreal.
Allah